We're here at a smart rural community, and we're at a really smart data center. We're with Clint Carter of NCTC. Clint, tell us about the building.
Well, this is our purpose-built data center. It's an EF5 rated tornado-resistant facility. It's also rated to withstand a Category D earthquakes. And in 2010, we had a 1,000-year flood that come through this area, and it was protected from the 1,000-year flood as well. So we really believe that we built a facility that can withstand all the elements.
And speaking of elements, you have a lot of elements in the data center. Why don't you give us some highlights of what you're doing in here?
Sure. So this data center holds our network operations center. You know, our guys are monitoring what's going on in the environment. So this facility holds our Gen Band C15 soft switch. It also basically holds our Cisco core network for our internet customers, as well as all of our video equipment for our video customers. We also have a cloud business, so it actually withstands all the elements for our cloud customers as well when we're trying to get them to take out all of their computers and desktops and servers and etc. and move them onto our data center from a safety and security and protection perspective. This facility has been audited from an SSAE 16 audit perspective. We have biometric security. We've got battery backup, both AC and DC power, as well as generator backup, in the building also. So again, we think we're protected from all the elements.
Well, I saw something really impressive, and that is a lot of server capability in a very little bit rack space.
Yes, so basically in our cloud environment today, we basically have a half rack today. We worked with a partner that we can actually grow our cloud in the event when customers come to us for cloud services. In our half rack of solution, we have capability of delivering over 400 virtual servers to our customers, as well as approximately 250 terabytes of raw storage as well.
So one of the key things is this is a cloud, but it's a local cloud for your customers, right?
That's one of the things that we like to say from a local perspective. We're not Amazon, we're not Rackspace, and we're not Microsoft. We look at this as a boutique, but we look at this from a partner standpoint. Good luck trying to have a problem and call Google and actually get somebody on the phone. We like to say you can make one phone call and talk to a doer. You can also make that one phone call and talk to the president of our company. We think that we differentiate ourselves from being a partner, to our customers versus just somebody that you buy services from.
What sort of businesses have been adopting your cloud services?
Primarily, we have at this point mostly backup solutions. Small to medium businesses do backups. We also have a couple customers doing hosted, so we actually have applications that they basically just click through and launch an application from a web browser. They know nothing about the server itself. All thing they know is their application, where they have a URL. They log in and launch their application. They know nothing about the server infrastructure that's actually behind the scenes running it.
And you guys developed or installed all that software yourselves?
Well, actually, we utilize partners for that. So we actually worked with a company called AppCore. AppCore actually does all of our orchestration, provisioning within that, but it's custom branded for North Central. So it's our brand that we deliver, to our customers. All the hardware, every software is everything running, inside this facility.
Well, this also connects to the bigger world, obviously, right? But tell us a little bit about how you connect out to the internet and beyond.
So we actually have access to 3 10 gigs worth of internet bandwidth. So we use partners. We're a part owner of Bluegrass Networks, as well as a part owner of Iris Networks. Iris gives us access to that statewide cyan network that we have access to today to be able to extend our footprint. We have access to 3 10 gigs of internet bandwidth today.
One of the things that you mentioned in there is that the ability to extend beyond your service area when you have a bigger company that wants to get services out. How important has that been?
Well, one of the things we like to say is we actually sell, our partners, we sell Iris Networks as much as we sell North Central, because Iris Networks allows us that reach. So we've got some businesses that have multiple branches outside our territory. We utilize Iris and some other partners to be able to have that private network, that safety and security, so you don't have to get on that big bad internet to actually get back to us. So again, we think that's where we differentiate ourselves as well, to be able to have that statewide fiber network.
One of the things, and we're looking right across the street at the hospital, but how important is that relationship then between having fiber, having the bandwidth to a facility like a hospital, and then having the data here?
We have a critical access hospital that's 100 feet from our central office, and 5 years ago, there was a situation where a general contractor fell off a roof. He went to the hospital and got X-rays and MRIs performed. And our CEO called and checked on him and said, hey, how's everything going? They said, Nancy, I really don't know, because they couldn't read the X-rays. So our CEO actually called the administrator of the hospital, kind of asking what was going on. And they said, well, at that point in time, they didn't have enough internet bandwidth to be able to send those MRIs somewhere else to be read. They had to wait till Monday. Well, come to find out, they only had 1.5 meg of internet, and the MRI machine would take multiple hours to send those images to somebody else to be read. Well, immediately, Nancy said, wait a second, our central office is right across the road. We pulled fiber, into the building, got them really extreme high capacity internet, and so now what used to take them hours to send those MRIs to other places to read can be done within minutes now versus hours. And things of that nature is what allowed us to become a smart rural community. We applied in 2014 for the NTCA Smart Rural Community Project and won, but not because of what we did, but what we enabled. We enabled it from the hospital. We enabled it from the schools. We enabled it from the banks, being able to expand their footprints as well.
Well, and with this facility here, you are able to take their data and really put it in a protected location that's nearby, where they know where to find you, right?
We don't have a lot of geographic redundancy in this building, in relationship to the hospital, but we also take this data and migrate it off basically 3 hours away as well. So we have geographic redundancy, in that regards, because again, their access is critical. This building is critical. We know that, so we want to have their data somewhere else as well.
So one of the big things about having connected hospitals is the whole idea of being able to use telemedicine. Why don't you give us an example of what you're doing with this hospital?
Well, this hospital was one of the first in the nation to be designated for meaningful use for medical records, etc. But one of the other very awesome things that they're doing is telemedicine. They're in partnership with Vanderbilt Medical Center for telemedicine to be able to provide mental health diagnosis for patients. So they have their own roll-up equipment to basically allow another doctor to go to basically interview the patient right there in the ER without having to fly them in, drive them in. It's a pretty amazing thing that they're able to do now. And again, that's something that we're enabling them to do with their internet connectivity and with their bandwidth that we're providing from North Central.
And I imagine it improves efficiency and the quality of care, but it also probably just is a lot of cost savings too.
Definitely cost savings from their perspective as well as the doctors, but it's the quality of life also from not having to have all those patients from this area. I mean, we're 60 miles away from Nashville without having to drive there. Some people are having to drive there 2 or 3 times a week just because of that's what their doctor was. But now they can actually come to this hospital utilizing telemedicine without having to make those trips.
That's huge.
That's definitely huge. Again, all powered by broadband provided by NCTC. One of the things that I heard from the FCC, that one of the comments that was made was, broadband is the platform for opportunity. And I think that's amazing because I feel proud of what business we're in because that is our business. Broadband is our business, and we think that we are the platform for opportunity.
Yeah, you're empowering it. Great. Well, I really appreciate your time because this is really an innovative thing you're doing here in the middle of Tennessee.
We appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time.